So thank you guys for being here. It's gonna be about 30 minutes. Before we start anything, I probably do part 207. And the reason why I went kind of backwards before we got into like administration, probate, and all that good stuff is because most of the stuff that's on the test is in the EPTL or is from like those rules that also pertains to the other parts of SCAPA or SCPA. So this past couple weeks, I've been like working with some of the our supervisors to just ask them about like some questions or what they think that might be on like some of our tests. So of course, I've took like the first couple, but I didn't take the principal exam, so I had to get some more information on that. But they all seem to be similar. Some of it is very basic questioning. We in surrogates court, so the ones that's in surrogates court, to us, it seems like basic questioning. But to those that's not in the court system, our court system is just a little different, you know? Um, so cool. So I got like some stuff from Joe. Got some stuff from Linda. I didn't get all the questions from Tina, but Tina helped me with some of the questions that we already had. And who else? And Maria. So when it comes to accounting, Maria just said commission stuff. And I forgot what the other type of question was. It was regarding like the distribution, the amounts of the distribution. Probate is a lot others, mostly about service, with a couple of other things there. Miscellaneous, we know that there was wrongful death for sure on there. The last test, a couple questions on that. And what am I missing? Administration, Joe just was saying it's mostly going to be about distribution. So those are like EPTL 4 and 5 with some stuff that's in SCAPA. All right. Do anybody have any questions or anything, any comments about some of the questions that we had? Most of them I made up, like almost all of the questions I made up based on some direction that was given. No. All right, cool. So I'm gonna just read from the uniform rules, and you guys can stop me if y'all want to do a different section. I could do that too. Like today, we end up going over miscellaneous during lunchtime because Kathy had a question about wrongful death before we even got to wrongful death, but some that answer ended up being in SPA 202, I think. All right, cool. So part 207. Uniform rules for surrogates court. Application of part waiver special rules definitions. A. Application. This part shall be applicable to proceedings in all surrogates court in New York State. Waiver. For good cause shown and in interest of justice, the court in a proceeding may waive compliance with any of these rules other than section 2072 unless prohibited from doing so by statute or by rule of the chief judge. 2072 says in each surrogate's court there shall be held such terms as the chief administrator shall designate. I guess the surrogates could kind of do their own rule, each surrogate court. Additional rules, local court rules. Oh, here we go. In all court forms not consistent with law or with these rules shall comply with Part 9 of the rules of the chief judge. They give that the 22 NYCRR. Application of SCPA, EPTL, and CPLR. The provisions of this part shall be construed consistently with the SCPA and EPTL. Matters not covered by these provisions, the SCPA and EPTL shall be governed by CPLR. Definitions. Chief Administrator of the courts. In this part also includes the designee of the Chief Administrator. Unless the context requires otherwise, all reference to clerk shall mean the chief clerk of the surrogate's court or the designee of the chief clerk. So that's just specific in this part. 3, unless otherwise defined in this part or in context otherwise requires, all terms used in this part shall have the same meaning as they have in the CPLR, ETCL, and SCPA. Papers in the court. So now 2074. Unless otherwise specified by the court, attorneys, as well as parties appearing without attorneys, shall prepare and submit all papers, pleadings, orders, and decrees to be acted upon by the surrogate. All parties appearing without attorneys. Okay. So everybody submits the documents to be acted on upon by the surrogate. The party causing the first paper to be filed shall the clerk's file number forthwith to all the parties to the proceeding. Service of the citation bearing the file number shall be sufficient. So whoever's submitting the forms gotta give the file number to everybody. Thereafter, such number shall appear on the outside cover and the first page to the right of the caption of every paper tendered for filing in the proceeding. Even though we don't do it by practice, some courts do. We have to write that file number in the upper right if they don't do it. The caption also shall contain the title of the proceeding, an indication of the county of venue, and a brief description of the nature of the paper. All papers shall comply and, other than wills, codicils, exhibits, and forms of the governmental agencies, shall be on standard 8½ by 11-inch paper. The text of all papers must be legible, other than prompts and instructions must be standard typeface of 10 to 12 point characters. I'm not sure if this was on like a last test or if this was on like the senior. So anybody remember seeing this on a senior? I'm talking about the 12-point font.
It was on our senior test.
Yeah, I do remember this.
Yeah, it was on our senior test.
You cut off. I didn't hear you.
So I'm in 207.4 and they talking about how the paper should be presented. And I remember them talking about the 12 point. So here it says it has to be on 8½ by 11 paper. So not that long paper that some of them be submitting, and 10 to 12 point font. I don't know if it's gonna be on like the higher test, but that was on a test before. Papers also shall contain the number of the attorney or party submitting them, and whenever possible, the names, addresses, and information regarding parties to the proceeding shall be printed in bold typeface. B. The form set forth in Chapter V11 of Subtitle D of this title, designated surrogate court forms and including forms for the surrogate's court shall be the official forms of the court and shall be accepted for filing pursuant to SCPA 106. So like usually when people, even though we be having forms in our court, when people come with like the forms from the website or something that's already out there or in the book, we still accept it. Right? Because those are the official forms. Forms produced on computers or word processors shall be accepted for filing, provided 1, the text used shall be the same as that contained in the official forms, and the attorney or party preparing such form shall certify at the end thereof that the form is the same as the official form, and that the substantive text has not been altered. Persons submitting such forms may leave out instructions, the ones that's contained in the brackets, and optional words or phrases that have not been selected or are irrelevant. Submitting a form to be an official form but upon which the text has been intentionally altered to change the substance or meaning thereof, may be regarded as an attempt to mislead the court. And just briefly on that, I remember doing a safe deposit box opening. The attorney had his own form. It looked very much like our form, but it had said something about real property, and we don't have that in the safe deposit thing. So I was able to catch it like quickly, but usually we just, be submitting the order and just sign it and send it in. So he could have very easily, if he have it in the past, got past that. So they might look like the form sometimes, but you just have to read what it says. Clearly, he was trying to mislead the court. I just end up changing it. I ain't make a big deal about it. C, examples of the official form shall be available at the clerk's office of any surrogate's court. All right, electronic filing. This is an old book. I'll probably look at the app and see where we're at. Okay. All right, cool. Application. On consent, documents may be filed or served electronically in the surrogate's court proceedings in counties as specified by order of the chief administrator of the courts. This section shall apply only to those proceedings in counties. Definitions. The following definition shall be used for the purposes of these rules. So we have NYSIF shall mean the system located at the internet site at, and they give the site, established by the chief administrator to permit the electronic transmission of documents to the court and parties in authorized cases. So the test hasn't been prepared yet. I'm sure they're coming up with questions now. They're trying to rally up the troops. And I'm not sure if e-filing is going to be on there, but because a lot of our courts do have it mandatory, it's possible that something about e-filing or NYSIF might be on there. All right, cool. What am I up to? Consent. Consent shall mean the voluntary agreement by an attorney or party to an estate proceeding to participate in that proceeding through NYSIF pursuant to these rules. Document shall mean any submission to the court for filing. Electronic filing shall mean the electronic transmission of documents through NYSIF to the surrogate's court. Electronic service or e-service shall mean the electronic transmission of documents to a party or that party's attorney or representative in accordance with these rules. E-service shall not include service of process to gain jurisdiction. E-service, oh, look at that. E-service shall not include service of process to gain jurisdiction. E-service shall be complete upon transmission of documents to NYSIF. Okay. So a lot of attorneys try to say that e-service is good enough. And it says right here, it's not included in service of process to gain jurisdiction. Okay, cool. E-filer shall mean an attorney admitted to practice in New York State or admitted pro hoc vice or an authorized agent thereof or a pro se party, any of whom is registered as an e-filer with NYSIF as set forth below. Hard copy shall mean a document in paper form. Party shall mean an individual or entity who has interest in the proceeding and without whom the case may not proceed. Authorized agent shall mean a person or filing service company designated by an attorney to file and service documents on the attorney's behalf in the estate proceeding pursuant to a form promulgated by the chief administrator and filed as provided thereof. Boots, come get your dog. Working copy shall mean a hard copy that is an exact copy of a document that has been electronically filed in accordance with this section. Intent. So I know I did a question about this, and basically e-filing per statute is voluntary. So e-filing is voluntary, and nothing herein shall preclude a party from filing and serving documents in hard copy, except as provided in subdivision E9. A party who initiates a proceeding by e-filing and any other party who chooses to participate as an e-filer must thereafter file, serve, and accept service of all documents electronically unless notice is given to the court and other parties that the party no longer wishes to participate electronically. The court may terminate, modify, or suspend the use of e-filing in a proceeding at any time and may, in its discretion, excuse an e-filer from compliance with any provision of these rules. A party or that party's attorney or representative who participates as an e-filer consents to be bound by the provisions of these rules and participates at the discretion of the court. E-filers. Oh, I guess real quick. There's some attorneys that comes to the court who just opt out. And honestly, we can't really tell them anything. They just opt out. They send their proof. Some of them say that they use, I remember somebody said they use a typewriter. Cool. And another person, he just blamed it on age, I guess. But we can't really tell them not to, especially not in Queens. I mean, in Kings. E-filers. In order to file documents electronically pursuant to these rules, an e-filer shall register with the Office of the Court Administration of New York State Unified Court System by filing with the office a registration form promulgated by the Chief Administrator. Upon completion of the registration, a user ID password will be issued to the e-filer by NYSEF. If during the course of the proceeding, a pro se party who registered as an e-filer retains an attorney, the attorney shall register, if not already registered as an e-filer, and inform the chief clerk of his or her appearance on behalf of the pro se party. Registration as an e-filer shall constitute consent to a partic to participate in any particular estate proceeding. Consent to do so must be provided pursuant to subdivision B2. Upon learning of the compromise of a confidentiality or either the user ID or password, the e-filer shall immediately notify NYSEF, which shall arrange for the issuance of a new user ID or password as appropriate. E-filing documents. This section is long. Electronic filing of documents. An eligible proceeding may be commenced by filing the initial documents electronically or may become an e-file proceeding after commencement upon the filing of documents electronically pursuant to these rules. A party commencing a proceeding electronically or the party first filing electronically shall serve all the other parties with notice regarding the use of e-filing and the proceeding for participating therein in a form provided by the chief administrator, which may be obtained through NYSEF. Such notice shall be served in person or by regular mail prior to the return date of the citation. Proof of service of such notice shall be promptly filed with the court. That can honestly be a question. Never seen it, but because it have to do with service. So, service questions, venue questions, number questions, those type of things are on the test. 2, whenever documents are e-filed that require payment of a court filing fee, the e-filer shall pay such fee through NYSEF or by mail or in person. Documents may be transmitted at any time to NYSEF and will be deemed filed when transmission to NYSEF is complete and payment of the court filing fee due is received by the court. A document due to be filed by a particular date shall be considered to have been timely filed if filed through NYSEF no later than midnight of the date. We practice that. Upon completion of transmission of an e-file document, an electronic confirmation that includes the date and time of receipt shall be issued through NYSEF to the e-filer. Receipts of documents submitted through NYSEF and issuance of a confirmation shall not be proof of the completeness or technical or legal sufficiency of the documents. If the court identifies any defects as to form or omissions in any e-file documents, the court may direct that the e-filer resubmit them in proper and complete form or amend or supplement them as appropriate. If an e-filer submits a petition for probate for which the court does not already have in its possession the original purported last will and testament and the codicils thereto being offered for probate, the e-filer shall file directly with the court the the paper original purported last will and testament and any codicils thereto and a hard copy of the death certificate. So that's practiced. Attorney certified if required by the court within 2 business days in the date of e-filing. There's a number. Except as otherwise directed by the court, process shall not issue, nor shall a fiduciary be appointed before the original purported last will and testament, any codicils thereto, and the appropriate death certificates are filed within the court. So they're supposed to file those types of documents within 2 days. If an e-filer submits a petition for administration, the e-filer shall file a hard copy of the death certificate, also regular. I'm gonna skip some of that within 2 business days. So that's practice as well with most of our proceedings. Whenever a document is e-filed pursuant to this section, the official record of the document shall be the electronic record maintained by the court. Documents that cannot be e-filed because of size, content, format, or any other reason satisfactory to the court shall be filed in hard copy directly with the court together, when required, with an affidavit of service upon all the parties to the proceeding. I haven't seen it, but it's in the statute. When filing a document in hard copy pursuant to these rules, the filer shall firmly affix thereto a notice of hard copy filing indicating the basis for the filing in that form. The court may require the working copies of the document be filed with the court. When fixing a working copy, the filing shall firmly affix thereto a notice identifying the document as a working copy and indicating that the document has been e-filed. I've seen that practiced. Signatures. Every document which is e-filed shall be signed as required by Part 130, so that's the attorney certification, of the rules of the chief administrator in accordance with this section. The document shall provide the signatory's name, address, email, address of record, and telephone number. A document shall be considered to have been signed by and shall be binding upon a person identified therein as the signatory. If it is e-filed bearing the actual signature of such person, or where the person identified as the signatory is the e-filer, and the document is being e-filed under the e-filer's user ID and password, and S with those slashes is used in the space where the signature would otherwise appear. An attorney or party who e-files a document that bears an actual signature or causes such a document to be e-filed represents that he or she possesses the executed hard copy of such document and that he or she shall make it available at the request of the court or any party. In practice, we only really take that from the attorneys, that type of signature. All right, so service of parties. So yeah, I could see this one. An attorney or party seeking to obtain jurisdiction over a party to a proceeding shall serve that party by any of the methods permitted by the SCPA. 2. In other instances where service of documents is required, e-service may be made upon any party who is an e-filer in the proceeding. All right, so that kind of conflicts the first thing that we read in the beginning, but if the party is a party as an e-filer, then service can be made on them. Upon e-filing of any such document, NYSEF shall transmit notification of filing of the document to all email service addresses of record. Such notification shall provide the date and time of filing and the names of those appearing on the list of email service addresses of record who are receiving notification. The party receiving the notification shall be responsible for accessing NYSEF to obtain a copy of the document file. Proof of transmission to the party or the failure thereof shall be recorded by NYSEF and displayed in the e-filing case record. I'm going to stop here. I could see like service. Service is always like test questions. So that's from part 207. I guess next time we can kind of continue on that or just do EPTL. Um, all right, cool. So what do you guys think about some of the questions that you guys already had? Yeah, I can unmute yourself.
I think they were pretty good, Amani. Even the commission one had me think a little, even because I worked in accounting. I was like, wait, what happened? But it was, yeah, it was a good question. And the other one, where oh, let me get my phone. There was another one. I thought, I don't know if you answered it. And did you answer all the questions that you put out?
Yeah, and the ones that I did today, I just answered it before this.
Oh, I didn't do it today.
So let me go back to it. So one of them,
I haven't. If you're gonna give the answer, I'm gonna jump off because I'm still reading and I don't want to do the
oh, for
answers.
today? Okay.
Yeah.
All right, yeah, don't do. I
Do
didn't
you
do
have
it.
any, Val? Do you have any questions, comments, concerns?
No, I just think the questions have been excellent in the WhatsApp chat. So if you keep them coming like that, I like how you give us the statute that they're coming from before you give them, so that we can read up on them.
Yeah.
So that's why if you're gonna give the answers, I haven't finished reading that section yet, and I'm gonna do that and come back to it. I don't want to get the answers because I'm trying to gauge where my weaknesses are and my strengths, so that way I can know what I need to like really hunker down and study. But so far, because I've worked a little bit in Guardian, I've worked a little bit in the Bronx accounting administration. I mean, like accounting miscellaneous. So some of those questions I knew already, but there's some that I need to kind of like brush up on, and that's the commissions. And that's why I said I wanted to finish reading chapter 23 before I even attempt it. Yeah.
All right. I'll see you
So,
tomorrow, Val.
okay. All right. Good night, all.
Good night. Thank
Good
you.
night.
Which one I was gonna go to? I know we got like around 8 minutes for this thing turns off. Okay, so the one where it says the decedent left no spouse, no issue, blah, 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 blah. Basically, it was who's entitled to letters. That's from today. So yes is the public administrator, but per statute is also the chief financial officer of the county. Because I don't think every county has a PA. So that was that one. But yeah, I answered everyone. Was there a particular question?
No, I don't have my phone by me. I thought I did.
I'll go back to the commissions one. With the commissions, the 911s never on. You can't get commissions for the 911.
Right.
The VCS. And if a real property goes directly to the person, because there's no sale or anything, no type of transaction, there's no commission. So it's basically was just on that 300. The other one, so this one was from Maria too. She was saying like, because we don't really do the prior to 92, which I feel like she's gonna try to put some type of question like that on our exam. But prior to the 92, the spousal distribution, instead of the 50K and a half or whatever it is, it
Mhm.
was 4,000 and a third. So I was just trying to trick everybody on that.
That was a good one.
hmm
Mhm. Yeah.
Yeah,
But yeah,
so
it's good. I appreciate your time too. I
you're
really
welcome.
do. Yeah, I really do. And y'all meet every day, or you
We
gonna meet every week on Wednesday,
Yeah,
or
I was there this Wednesday in the library,
Mhm.
and it was a couple of us there. We was just going over miscellaneous. We started the part of 21, and
Mhm.
yes,
Are you
go ahead.
are you gonna be doing it every Wednesday evening?
Yeah, yeah.
Oh, okay,
hmm
okay,
I don't know if we gonna keep doing it during lunchtime, but the
right.
Wednesday evening I could definitely do. I would want to get my book that have like all my stickies. This don't have it. Where
Yeah.
like like we took the class and they like, yep, that's gonna be on there, or like all my stars and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but I
Oh,
can kind of tell. Oh, and Ebony, you missed it. Like we well, you might have took this test too when they had the 12-point font, but the 10 to 12-point font, which is part of the 207, talking about how the paper should be submitted. And that was like one
Yeah.
of the first tests
Okay.
this
Okay.
season.
I'll review that. Yeah, I'm still driving. I didn't make it home. I'm like, let me just tune in and talk at least. But thank you, Amani. I appreciate you.
You're welcome. Gimme, do you have anything? Or Antoinette? I'm not
No,
sure.
I'm good, but thank you because all the questions have been really good, Amani, and we appreciate all that you're doing to help us. Thank you.
No problem. I'm gonna send the video after. 'Cause Sylvia says she's stuck. All right, y'all.
all right.
All right. Have a good night.
Okay, you too, and thanks again.
You're welcome. Later.
Good night.
Everybody.
Bye, everyone.
Good night, everyone.
Good night.
Everything but what I need to